What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 12 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. Today we are using this really fun Giratina Zacian team built by Kanto Clark. If you haven't checked him out already, I really highly recommend you do. I know I've talked about him a lot on the channel, but he has been making some incredible content lately with a lot of really cool Pokemon, and it's definitely worth checking out. So talking a little bit about this team, obviously the start is Giratina. This is the normal form because of the fact that it can hold that weakness policy. And once you get a weakness policy off, like this Giratina is going to hit really hard. Giratina does have a pretty favorable matchup into most of the restricteds, right? It does decently well into Zacian being so bulky. It does well into Kyogre. It does well into Groudon. It does have to worry about Yveltal and Calyrex, but there are enough ways on this team to handle it that I don't think that that's too much of a problem. So in terms of attacks, we are going for attacks here, which is pretty cool. Shadow Ball, Dragon Pulse, Energy Ball, and Earth Power. So a lot of really good coverage, and also that Energy Ball can be really nice for max overgrowth to help with recovery. Next up, we do have Grimmsnarl. Pretty standard here. We do have the ability to set up screens, the Scary Face for lowering my opponent's speed, and we do have Sucker Punch. So we do have several ways to trigger this weakness policy. And so Sucker Punch, I think, is a really cool tech. Can also catch a lot of things off guard, so I'm really excited to see if we can use that. Next up, Zacian. So this is also a really interesting one, right? Like normally Zacian runs Sacred Sword and some kind of other move, but we are opting for Play Rough and Wild Charge. So really interested to see how that plays out. I think Wild Charge is really good tech, especially against like water types that normally can give Zacian trouble. So just having a guaranteed knockout with 100% accuracy is great. Next up, we do have Urshifu. Pretty standard set, not much to say here. Really our main answer for opposing Calyrex Shadow, which can give us some problems. And also Giratina, so I mean there's that. Next up, Entei. Entei is just a really incredible Pokemon. I think it definitely deserves a lot more love than it's getting. So really excited to see how that works out. We do have Stone Edge for that rock type coverage, Sacred Fire, Crunch if we absolutely need it to trigger that weakness policy, and then finally Extreme Speed for some last minute KOs. And lastly, we do have Tornadus. So this is Hurricane, Taunt, Tailwind, Brutal Swing. So once again, Brutal Swing being able to trigger that policy. We do have Taunt to stop opposing Prankster users, and then Tailwind and Hurricane just for really great coverage. So we do have the code on the screen. We'll have the paste in the description. Definitely check out Kanto Clark. And with that, let's just get rocking and rolling and move into the first game. All right, battle number one, and it is Zacian Kyogre. It is Zacian Kyogre Kingdra with Instant Grimmsnarl and Ferrothorn. So very similar to my team that I used before, but let's think about this, right? Torn Giratina feels very good here with Zacian and Urshifu. Let's go with this. Kingdra is going to be a little bit of an issue because of the fact that we don't know what set it is. Grimmsnarl can also be very scary, just given the fact that it can go for Spirit Breaks. So trying to figure out how to navigate all of that, I think is going to be really important. But even still, like I am pretty confident in how this is going to work out. So let's just kind of see how things play out. So I should stop playing with Bubble Wrap. We are going to see a lead of Kingdra Kyogre. Kingdra Kyogre is fine with me. Yeah, the Kingdra is going to be faster. I can hope that you trigger my weakness policy, which would, be really nice. So what we can do is we can go for a Tailwind as well as we could Wormwind. Let's Wormwind the Kingdra. What's tricky though is the fact that Kingdra is going to be faster. So, it does have a chance to work out, right? It can work out because you can trigger my weakness policy with a Hailstorm, right? So if you trigger my policy with a Hailstorm, that's going to let me get the KO on you. So that's really good. We do have, so that's what we have to hope for. We have to hope for a trigger of the policy, because what that's going to let me do is that's going to let me guarantee KO this Kingdra. Though we are max special attack and modest, so in that regard, like I do feel confident that we pick up the knockout. But I love Kingdra. Its bulk is very questionable, so I feel like it should be fine. But similarly, like I don't necessarily know. Um, it has lived some very clutch hits. Okay, we have 510 HP. We can easily take a double up right now. So we're gonna get off the Tailwind. I don't think, I'm assuming it's gonna be an Airstream, right? Oh, it's Steel Spike. Steel Spike into Torn is fascinating. I feel like that definitely implies physical, right? I literally have no idea what else. Kingdra. There's no way Kingdra has another physical Kingdra. There's no way Steel Spike is special. Does he get Flash Cannon? Origin Pulse missing on Torn is actually huge. Oh, no. Torn doesn't matter. We don't have Scarf. Steel Spike can be physical or special. So what are we going to do now? I'm going to go for the Brutal Swing. I don't think we're going to... Oh, no, we are going to get it. And I'm going to Overgrowth the Kyogre. Right? Torn should be faster at this point because, yeah, it has significantly higher base speed than Kingdra. So we can proc the Weakness Policy. I would like to get off a Brutal Swing onto my... Okay, perfect. That's great, right? You are letting us get off our Weakness Policy, which should be able to easily KO this Kyogre, right? And more importantly, we're going to start getting some nice recovery, which will be very helpful. Yeah, okay, we are faster than Ogre, which is also really nice. As Overgrowth going to come out here, right? This should easily pick up a knockout onto this Kyogre. Perfect. That's going to let us get off some recovery. We do now have the option to go for a Hurricane into this Kingdra, which at this range, I mean, I'm hoping it picks up the knockout. So this game obviously very dependent on the fact that they did get an Origin Pulse miss, right? Because that let us have Giratina gets a +2, but I don't think it is too much of an issue, right? We could see a Zacian come out. Zacian could be scary because you're going to outspeed, as it's going to be Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn is fine with me. We do have access to a Hurricane here, as well as... Let's go for a Phantasm. Phantasm onto Ferrothorn should be really good. This Hurricane going to... perfect. It does pick up the knockout. So at this point, right, we are being able to just put on some more pressure. Also, we can start taunting the subsequent turn. I just needed to really get rid of this Kingdra. I mean, yeah, this Kingdra more than anything, as we just put Ferrothorn into the red. So that's also really huge. This tells me you're probably a Leech Seed variant, because there's no way that you're going to do that much damage outside. So we can go for... what's it called? We can go for a taunt, which is nice. And then, yes, you're going to recover a decent amount, but we do have Urshifu in the back. So Urshifu can really sort of help with that. You are going to, recover, unfortunately, a little bit more than I would have liked, but it is what it is. We should see Zacian come out here. I definitely want to taunt this Ferrothorn and target down the Zacian with an Earth Power. We should be able to take any hit that Zacian wants to throw our way. So that'll let us pick up the KO for sure. So let's just, let's go for a taunt into the Ferrothorn, as well as an Earth Power into the Zacian, which is going to be super effective, +2. So like, should be fine. We're going to see Zacian go for a Protect. So that's a little scary for sure. You're going to try and just make sure that your Ferrothorn is getting more HP, but I'm actually not worried about it, especially, right, if we can keep taunting, we should see an Iron Defense. Yeah, perfect. Iron Defense. I'm just going to go for damage into the Ferrothorn. Yes, you are... yeah, I have Urshifu, so I actually don't really care about how much HP this Ferrothorn is recovering. I know it's almost back to full, which is like annoying given how much we did, but all things considered, like, it should be fine. I'm gonna Tailwind. Oh yeah, I have a Tailwind. I'm gonna Earth Power the Zacian because that means we are faster, because we should be outspeeding Calyrex if I know my speed tiers correctly, which means that once it's down to that, we can what's it called? We can just like hyper target down this Ferrothorn. We do have Shadow Balls. We do, like I said, have Urshifu, and we can really just make it so they cannot. Yeah, that is a very knocked out Zacian. I don't even think it's worth switching out at this point. We're going to see Gyro Ball, so that's good to know that they do have an attack that is not, what's it called? Is not Body Press. I think that really is going to help them out here. But still, nonetheless, we can just bring out... Did we bring Urshifu this match? Yes, we did, right? Urshifu is our fourth. I'm just assuming we have Urshifu. But, I mean, two hits, there's no way it can survive a close combat, plus a Shadow Ball, plus another close combat. So, yeah, Urshifu should be able to, at this point, clean things up with close combat, as well as a Shadow Ball from Giratina. So, just absolute big damage here. Does Wicked Blow? No, close combat's going to do way more. Close combat here, as well as a Shadow Ball, just going for the special defense drop. And that should pretty much be game, right? I can't really see them getting out of this, especially, yeah, you're at -1 defense. It was a clear KO, even with, yeah, it was a clear KO. So overall, I think a really, really good first battle. It was a little bit tricky, obviously, because of the fact that we took a KO, but we could have switched in Urshifu, which, I mean, it would have been tricky, right? We don't have Tailwind at this point. So I think there were a lot of factors. The crit, I do think, mattered, but I think we still were in a really good position. So overall, it's, like I said, solid first battle, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is Rinya-san. What do we do? I like Torn Giratina a lot. I think Zacian is really good. Being able to use Wild Charge into, into the Charizard is going to be really big. And then I like Entei in the last slot. Yeah, I think this is important. I think being able to beat them in terms of speed control is going to be really important, especially given the fact that Entei in particular is not max speed. So there is a chance that I want to max Entei, right? Entei has a very good matchup into things, and honestly, like, Entei wouldn't have been a bad lead. Yeah, so the big question is, are you leading Giratina? I think if you are not, not Giratina, if you're leading Grimmsnarl. So if you're not bringing Grimmsnarl, we're in great shape. We're going to see Groudon Zacian. So I think that's fine. I want to set up for sure. I think we can target down the Groudon because of the fact that we have Entei for the Zacian, especially in the sun. That shouldn't be too much of an issue. So I definitely want to set up Tailwind and go for a Max Dragon into the Groudon. So let's set up Tailwind here, and let's click Max Wormwind just to get the attack drop, right? We want to try and survive a turn, because then if we can bring out Entei, we do have the ability just to start really targeting down the slot next to Groudon. We can also target down Groudon with immense pressure. So I think this really gives us the best sort of chance at dealing with this team. We do have to obviously worry about a late game max, but I think we should be fine. So we'll kind of see how it plays out. You're probably Assault Vest on, or you are Assault Vest on Groudon, so that makes it even more tricky, as we're going to see the Zacian swap out. So this is going to be Charizard. So Charizard is fine. Because this means you should not be picking up a KO onto Torn, right? You could be going for Precipice Blades. If that's the case, we want to trigger the weakness policy and try and get a KO onto the Zard, right? You are also going to be taking Solar Power Chip, which is once again something in our favor. So as long as you don't, okay, perfect. We just need you to not KO Torn. Like, that would be really nice. Max Wormwind. Okay, we are going to also get the attack drop onto this Groudon, so that should help with something like a Precipice Blades. Yeah, the attack drop makes you significantly less scary. We should now see, yeah, P-Blades, perfect. So I'm fine taking a P-Blades on Giratina, right? We're going to take absolutely nothing. Charizard's going to take a big chunk, which means that now we can go for a Brutal Swing as well as a Max Phantasm onto, what does more? Max Wormwind. So Max Wormwind's going to do more here. So I'm going to go for the Wormwind onto the Charizard just to like further cripple the Groudon. Right? You could switch out into Zacian, which would be unfortunate, but I don't think you're going to call that, as we are going to see a straight max from this Charizard. So we're going to get the Brutal Swing chip, which obviously is not going to be very much, but every little bit counts. And so we should be able to just put on just a ton of immediate pressure onto this Charizard with the Max Wormwind, and being able to get that drop is huge. We also do have two things in the back that can very easily take care of it. So I'm actually just not worried at all about this Charizard right now, which is a really good feeling. So that's nice. Groudon also now at -2. So really not doing anything. Wormwind hoping for the KO here, as yeah, we're gonna get a straight easy KO onto Charizard, which means that you're down to a -2 Groudon, a Charizard or a Zacian, and whatever else is in the back, which I'm assuming might be Gastrodon. As Stone Edge is gonna come out. Stone Edge, that's fine. Torrent, oh, because you're at -2, yeah, because of how much damage, or not damage, how much how many drops you've taken. Sorry. We're just in a really good shape here, as Instin's going to come out. So big question now of what do I want to target down more? I do want to preserve Torn, so I'm going to actually swap out into Zacian, as weird as that sounds. And we have Quake. I'm going to Wormwind the Groudon. Groudon is obviously scary. If we can try and force... Okay, yeah, they're going to cancel. I was going to say, if we can force out Zacian instant endgame, we absolutely are in a commanding position. So an incredible showing by Giratina. I think the fact that we had speed control and they didn't, it just really let us set up. And just the immediate pressure we were able to put on was monumental. So overall, a really cool second game. Let's see. I mean, it's Rinya Sun. I don't know if they did anything. This is, yeah. We're going to see Groudon, all that fun jazz. Pretty standard here. Oh, this is the Charty Berry set. Yeah. So overall, it is what it is. Let's just keep rocking and rolling and play one more. All right, last battle of the day here, and it is Calyrex Shadow with Zacian. It's definitely a scary one. Calyrex, Zacian, Clefairy, Whimsicott, Regieleki, and Landorus. Part of me wants to lead really passive. Is that a good idea? No. We're gonna bring Giratina. Let's bring Urshifu in the back and Zacian. I think this is our best bet. They have speed control as well, so that is a little bit tricky, right? They do have Wimmy, so like something like Whimsicott. Whimsicott with Calyrex is very scary, especially because we don't have Protect on Torn or Giratina, which yeah, can lead to some tricky situations for sure. Let's see what is going to happen here. It is going to be Whimsicott Regieleki. So I'm actually really fine with that, because of the fact that what's going to happen here is I'm going to be able to fire off Quake boosts. And I think getting a Quake before we see, what's it called? Yeah, firing off a Quake before we see a Calyrex is going to be really, really nice. We do have to worry about a potential physical Regieleki, as we are going to see Regieleki max, but that's going to help us stay at neutral. So, yeah, the fact that you're maxing really suggests to me that you're physical Eleki, because I don't see a reason for you to max otherwise. You could be Trick Whimsicott, which would make me really sad. No, because then you wouldn't need to max. You would probably just go for an Electro Web. I mean, you could still be Trick, which would be, like I said, really sad. Moment of truth. Are we going to see the eject button? We probably are. Okay, no, we're just going to see a Tailwind on their end, as a Tailwind comes out from us. So we are at least going to match speed. which is not ideal versus a Regieleki, but we do have access to Whimsicott as Lightning going to come out onto Torn. Torn's going to just go away, but special defense obviously going to be just really big here. Please be Life Orb or Magnet. That would be really nice. Probably accounting for a Wakanberry as... oh, because you have Whimsicott. So one of the... Whatever is not... That's bad. I expected you to KO. Let's bring out Urshifu here. So we can threaten with a Sucker Punch onto Regieleki and go for a KO onto... Sucker Punch onto you. Phantasm on a Wimmy. Yeah, that's real bad that we didn't get that KO. Max Guard was obvious, but I didn't want to chance it. So we are going to see a Moonblast come out here onto my Urshifu, which, like I said, we should have just gone for Protect. Luckily, we are Focus Sash, so that's going to significantly help us. We can now fire off a hit onto this Whimsicott, which suggests to me that you have Calyrex in the back. Okay, so Whimsicott is not Focus Sash, which means it's probably on a Lecky, and that is really good information to have. We do have Giratina at +1, whereas, I mean, the Focus Sash could also be on Calyrex. You're probably going to protect, I expect to protect on Calyrex, in all honesty, so I am going to Sucker Punch the Aleki and go for a Phantasm onto Calyrex. Right? Oh, wow, you just went straight for an attack. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. We had a free easy KO onto this Calyrex. Unless they're going for a Will-O-Wisp. They went straight for Astral Barrage. Giratina is going to absolutely eat that up. And more importantly, we're going to get the Weakness Policy boost. The issue being, yeah, you're at +1 now. So we actually cannot survive another hit, which is really tricky. So we need you to not be Focus Sashed. Please, you're definitely Focus Sashed. Is that not? If you're not Focus Sashed, we win. You are Focus Sashed. So yeah, I can't. Unfortunately, I can't see us winning. Yeah, we don't have enough bulk on Zacian. Giratina, I mean, if Giratina lives a double up, right, we need to protect. We protect Giratina. Oh no, we protect Zacian. We KO them with Giratina. And then it's 1v1 Zacian versus Zacian. And we just hope they're not Jolly. That is the plan right now. Yeah, we do have to take a double up, which is going to be really, really tricky, but Zacian cannot, Zacian actually can take a +1. I think we do this. Protect. Okay. That actually really helps us out. As you're just okay. You're gonna double protect. You're trying to see where my attacks are going, which is, I think, smart. Yeah, we both are out of Tailwinds. This is I think this is what I have to go for. It is going to be an Astral Barrage. Both of these should be able to take it. Zacian should be able to take it. Play rough onto Giratina. And you're faster Zacian too. Yeah, you're Jolly. So yeah, it makes sense, right? Go for the double up. Unless it's a speed tie, that's our only out, that you are, what's it called? You are not Jolly, but you're adamant, and we just happen to speed tie. But I'm not really sure about that. Yeah, we gotta, like I said, we gotta hope for a speed tie and a crit. As no, they're gonna go first, which definitely suggests to me that you're Jolly because we are adamant max speed. So definitely unfortunate way to end it for sure. But I think Giratina absolutely put in work. I think we could have made some. Yeah, there are certain plays we could have definitely done better. We could have protected Urshifu. Yeah, going for protect with Urshifu would have really been important. And then we had a free sucker punch into Calyrex. So it was a little bit of an aggressive read for sure, but it is what it is. We will be playing some more with this team. Definitely check out Kanto Clark. And yeah, with that, until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.